Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Kaspa update. We want to take a look at this amazing altcoin here. One of the best performers actually in the last year, if not the best in my own opinion, because as you can see here, from the very lows here to where we are sitting with the price, this is something like a 230x. This is amazing, really. You can't see any of these gains across the market, especially the conditions that we've been in a bear market. Everyone knows that already, but to see this much of gains, this is really, really amazing. It's incredible. Many people might not be familiar with this historical price set of Kaspa here, because you usually get to see price set like this one here. This is the MEX exchange, and to be honest, they really don't carry like the historical prices, right? This is, for example, KuCoin. Just as this part right here, take a look at this one here. This is CoinX. Just this part right here, and you go to something like Gate.io. You have something like this, but it really doesn't paint the whole picture. But here with this price set, we actually have an opportunity to see all the historical data, right? We have more data in our hands, and with that, we're going to be taking a look at the price set. But before I get into today's video, I just want to kindly ask you to help me spread this video by delicately tapping the like button. It really, really helps with the YouTube algorithm. People looking for Kaspa updates will now be able to find this video much more easily. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel just yet, I would encourage you to do so, really, because I do TA on so many altcoins on a regular basis. And without me running my mouth too much, let's actually get into the price set. So the first thing that we see with the price set is it's trying to set a new all-time high here. You can see that we had a previous high around 3rd of April 2023, and we are trying to set a new all-time high. So usually what happens with the price here when it gets to this level, this is what we want to investigate. We want to see if we are going to break into a new all-time high, and if we're going to break a new all-time high, how far are we going to get into that all-time high, right? So let's quickly take a look at the trends that happen usually on this price set. This price set usually likes to backtest its support levels or the previous highs, right? Turning them into support and then moving to the next level, right? So take a look at this here. This is what around September 2022, and we have another backtest here right around May, June 2023, backtesting that previous high that we had set around like March 2023. We also have another backtest right here. Let me quickly go ahead and show you that. This is another backtest right around something like October 2022, backtesting the previous high that was set in August 2022, right? So this is something that is trendy on this price set. It really, really likes doing this time and again. Now, what you also notice is each and every single time you head higher, you have to work out these levels first, like right below that resistance level. Let me go ahead and show you this area again here on the price set. And then we also have this area here. So before you head into an all-time high, you have to work out these resistance levels right here. And it looks like this is where we are sitting at the moment. Let me go ahead and show you this. This is our resistance, right? And we are trying to work that resistance before we even head higher. Just like the previous attempts, we are repeating the same thing time and again. But obviously the repetition of this phenomenon here and here and here is just not enough for us to say this is the same thing that is happening at this moment and we are going to continue high. We need to look for other indications. There's supporting arguments right here. So I'm going to take you to a 50 daily moving average here and the 100 daily moving average. And you can see that each and every single time we've actually managed to break into a new all-time high. We've had this kind of phenomenon happening here where you first see the 50 crossing below the 100 here and then eventually crossing above it to indicate a golden cross, and then you continue to the upside. We have the same scenario happening right here too. You have the 50 crossing below the 100, showing that there is a bearish momentum in the market, but then again shortly you see the 15 actually pulling above the 100 one more time, and then indicating that we are now in a bullish stance before we head into an all-time high. And the same thing that has happened already here, you see the 50 crossing below the 100 daily moving average here, indicating a bearish momentum in the market. And shortly after that, you see here that we have a golden cross and we have the 50 daily moving average crossing above that 100 daily moving average, indicating that maybe we are going to go into another all-time high. This has happened with the same set of conditions, just below resistance, heading into an all-time high. Now, aside from these moving averages, do we also have other indications that can support this argument right here? I'm going to show you a couple of indicators here. Let's start off here with the RSI. Now, with the RSI, what we notice is every time we've broken into a new all-time high, we have had an initial rejection here on the RSI. Prices fall back along with the RSI, but the recovery appears shortly here, heading even higher. You can see the same scenario on the 4th of November here. You get an initial rejection, you bounce off quickly and even head higher. Same thing happened on the 23rd of March 2023. You have your initial rejection on the RSI. Prices fall back as well, and you have a quick recovery here on the RSI, and that comes with a new all-time high. Now, we have the same thing that is happening at the moment. We have had an initial rejection after being overbought, and it remains to be seen here whether we are going to recover quickly. And usually, as we have seen with the previous examples, this is actually when a new all-time high is set. Obviously, some people will interpret the price set in a different way, saying that, you know what, we have, here the RSI going to the downside, and if we have prices recovering, continuing to the upside here, we have somewhat of a bearish divergence here, where we've got low RSIs here when the price is continuing to the upside. But this has been the case really in each and every single case that we have had. A new all-time high set here. You can see here, you see the RSI continue to the downside here. Once it starts to recover, there is this, this bearish divergence that people usually like to talk about. But eventually you see the price going to the upside, setting a new all-time high. So, I mean, that argument can be valid in some cases, but according to this price chart here, that argument is really, really not valid. So the bottom line here with the RSI, what we want to see is a quick recovery on the RSI here, but we also don't want to see the RSI falling all the way down to something like 50, right? That wouldn't be painting a nice picture here. But taking a look at the stochastic RSI here, what we have noticed is that when we are breaking into a new all-time high, the stochastic RSI is kind of recovering from the floor here. But we have one instance when that did happen, right? Just take a look at this. This is something like the 5th of November, 2022. This recovery right here, we were not at the floors on the stochastic RSI, but at the same time, we also have somewhat of recovery, right? This was coming like from an really overbought region right here. It kind of recovered right here, but in the other instances here, take a look at this. For example, the 4th of March, 2023, you see that we are recovering from the floor right here. And at the moment, we are also at the floor, and it looks like we still have the same set of conditions, right? Except for one level here, but we can also excuse that one saying that, the stochastic RSI is also looking like it's recovering from a floor, which is really not a floor at the moment. But let's quickly take a look at another indicator here, which is the MACD. Now, what you notice with the MACD is each and every single time we've actually tried to break into a new all-time high, the condition has been that there has to be growth on the MACD. So let me quickly show you what's happening right here. So this is the first one that we have had here. That's something like the 31st of July, 2022 here all the way to August, right? So take a look at this. When we're breaking into all-time high, we've got the MACD growing, right? We've got growth on the MACD here. Let's take a look at this instance here right around 11th of November, 2022. You have the same set of condition, really. You have the price going to the downside, right? Obviously, you have downward momentum on the MACD, but when you're recovering, you have growth there on the MACD, right? Setting a new all-time high in strength. Let's take a look at this one, right? Actually, we could go ahead and clear these other indicators, right, so that they make less noise on the price. So here we go. Let's go ahead and try to fix this one here. Taking a look at the MACD one more time, you can see here in this situation, this is a little bit tricky because there is downward momentum on the MACD here, but you could also excuse it saying that, there was growth in a way, really, because you can see the bearish momentum is dying out, and eventually you end up having growth on the MACD. So this is a little bit iffy, but I mean, it's something that I felt like, maybe we could consider. Now, coming to where we are sitting at the moment here on the MACD, there's actually no sign that we are going to be having a growth on the MACD here. But I mean, you could argue that at least maybe this bar here is, lower than this one. So maybe the bearish momentum is decreasing. But the honest truth is really it's difficult to tell in this moment right here. It's very different from the other instances that we had right here. But I'm going to leave it right there. We have to wait maybe a few days or something like that to see what happens with the MACD. But the other conditions are being nicely satisfied without any doubt, right? Now that we have determined that the conditions that we have on the prices are likely to have a new all-time high set on the prices here, we want to take a look at how far we're actually going to stretch. So let's apply Elliott wave theory to these prices. Starting here with the very bottom here, you can see that we have got the base wave, wave 1. Then you have got wave 2 here, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. And according to Elliott wave theory, what you'll be expecting right here is an ABC correction. Let's go ahead and see if we have that ABC correction here. It looks like we have an ABC correction here. That's A, B, C right here. Now, after this corrective wave, what do you usually expect? You expect another 5 waves to the upside, and then we can look at something like this here on the price set. So that's something like here. This is your wave 1. This is your wave 2 here. And it seems like we are working on wave 3 here. Now, the good thing with the third wave is it's usually the most exciting wave here on the price set. So we could expect something that is really, really interesting happening once we break the all-time high right here. Let me go ahead and clear all these previous drawings here. So if we would want to get an idea as to how high we can go with the third wave, we'll use our fib extension tool from the first wave here all the way up here. Take a look at this. You can see that the third wave can extend as far as something like here, the 4.236 fib retracement level, which is actually located at something like 21 cents. I mean, this is really, really possible on this price set, considering that this coin is not even listed on Coinbase or even Binance or something like that. So there's huge opportunity in my own opinion, and something like this could actually happen. Obviously, none of what I say is financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say, all right? But if you like the content, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family. And if you're good, please subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one. Take care. Bye.